Zombies has been a big part of many of our lives for as long as we can remember. Whether that be making memories with friends.
What is it?
Shit.
I'm probably dead as fuck for saying. I'm a zombies fucking legend!
Going for a new high round, or getting excited for a new map to drop. What the freak? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, holy frick. No way! JC! It always seemed to entertain. But Zombies isn't the same anymore. It's in trouble, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is why Zombies is failing. Before I begin, I want to thank Tim Hanton and the Smith Plays. Their Zombies retrospective series has served as a big inspiration for the style of this video. I also want to thank Mr. T Lexify because I used parts of his nostalgia video in this one, and the Cracking Melon. He recently made a video calling out Cold War, and I used some of the points he did in this video. Check all those guys out in the description below. That being said, let's begin. Part 1. The story. If you remember a long time ago to Black Ops 3, Zombies was in its prime. The golden age, some like to call it. The game had practically perfect gameplay, with some kinks, but it was something that you could almost never get tired of. But one of the most underrated aspects of Zombies at the time was the story. We had theories all over YouTube and every map, every cipher, some of which are still yet to be solved, by the way, opened up a new can of worms in terms of where things are going next. What was Richtofen and Maxis' plan, and even little story arcs like Dr. Gersh, Brock and Gary, and the Mob of the Dead characters in Morgue City. And it's hard to explain the state of the community back then, but if you were around, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Jason Blundell made an interesting game and storyline that had me hooked as a kid. And that's my point. And I think the most important point I'm gonna make in this video, people were interested, people were invested, and not just in the gameplay, but the story as well. That's just not the case anymore. It was clear ever since the end of Black Ops 3 that things wouldn't be the way they were ever again. Zombies and Call of Duty as a whole was in a decline. You see, people weren't happy with the ending to Black Ops 3. And to be honest, I can't really tell you what it meant. It was like the cycle restarting and Primus fighting the Great War or something. Point is, it was confusing, anticlimactic, and Treyarch cleaning up the story to start something new. The only other time we would see an interest in Call of Duty Zombies that was remotely similar to Black Ops 3 is when Zombies Chronicles came out. But we didn't need an Ether storyline in order for Zombies to be good. Mob of the Dead and Shadows of Evil are in most people's top 4 maps, and those were completely original stories. The problem came when Treyarch released Black Ops 4. Their first mistake was Blood of the Dead. By piggybacking on the Black Ops 3 storyline and failing to produce something new, the story grew stale and people began to lose interest, including me. This was a trend that continued with all the BO4 maps. To this day, I have never played any Black Ops 4 map that came after the starting 4. And I can forgive the ending to Black Ops 4, and it might be better than BO3's, but the way they completely desensitized any connection to characters in Cold War by creating operators pisses me off, and I can't stand the silence or the quotes that don't mean anything at all during gameplay. But most importantly, I do not care, and I don't think anyone else cares about what happens to any of the operators. There is no story without characters, and little radios from goddamn Agent Carver and friends don't count. Cold War was flawed from the beginning when they removed one of the most important aspects of Zombies, the story. But story isn't the only important thing. Part 2, gameplay. You see, you can have a terrible story and still have a good decent gamer map, as we saw with 9 and Ancient Evil. But if there's one thing I know about the Zombies community, it's that we hate change. Personally, I don't mind change if it's constructive to the game, but Treyarch wasn't building on what was there. They started changing core game mechanics that have been working fine since 2008, like the perk system, the point system, the pack-a-punch system, the way the rounds fundamentally work, and more. This went too far. This wasn't the zombies people loved, it was something completely foreign. These were changes that no one asked for and we would have been better without, like exfilling. In zombies, you are supposed to die. Dying is meant to be your only way out, but when you can call a helicopter to pick you up as early as round 10, it removes the hopeless feeling you get when you say, load up a game of Knocked and know that you can die anytime, and it belittles the experience that zombies was meant to be. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Treyarch overdid it. Part 3. A whole lot of shit. This segment is going to be a bit of a tangent on a bunch of little things that contributed to the fall of zombies. 1. Saturation. Zombies was becoming a very popular game mode, and other studios wanted a piece. Extinction, Exo Zombies, Infinite Warfare Zombies, World War II. We had some sort of zombies game mode for 7 years in a row, and people grew tired of it, especially because most of those games are bad. Again, over time, people began to lose interest and their hope that a good zombies game would ever come out dwindled. Infinity Ward took a much needed break from zombies with Modern Warfare 2019 that I think made Cold War just that much more of a success. 2. Replay value. This is more true for Cold War than it is for any other game, but it applies to all the zombies experiences after BO3. When I play Cold War, I find that there's nothing to do. The gameplay is boring and the Easter eggs are too easy. There's no challenges to do like the Rainbow Perk Challenge, and I find it hard to have fun playing the game for more than just a short period of time at once. Compared to Black Ops 3, Cold War is just easy to get tired of, and I don't know which is worse in this regard, Black Ops 4 or Cold War. 3. Allocation. Over the course of zombies becoming less popular again, it started to become a side game mode again. And with Warzone becoming more popular and bringing in the money for Activision, the emphasis began to be on Warzone and less on zombies. Warzone and multiplayer are constantly getting new cosmetics, maps, weapons, but zombies just isn't important enough to warrant new content and allocation of much needed resources and budget. Nowadays, we get the bare minimum, and nothing's really going to change that. 4. Unoriginality. Gorod Krovi was the last original Ether map for 5 years until Firebase Z, and even Firebase Z is just campaign assets being reused. You see, Treyarch's problem is that they like to cling onto the past and use nostalgia as a weapon. Zombie Chronicles was accepted because it was about time we had old maps on a new engine, but Black Ops 4 somehow found a way to make fan favorite maps worse. Treyarch has been clinging to past successes because it's cheaper and easier for them to remaster a map than make a new one. If we ever want zombies to go back to what it used to be, this has to end. And lastly, Activision. Activision loves money. That's just a fact. They are a corporation and their only goal is to make as much money as they can from the games that they publish. They've done a few over-the-top things to grab money in the past, but what they did with Cold War was unacceptable, and Treyarch gets most of the blame. Cold War is an unfinished game, and Activision knew that and chose to release it. We are in July, and we don't even have a third round-based map or know when it will be released. Instead, we get little teasers every week that say, coming soon, or show some blueprints or some bullshit. Activision can't get away with forcing stuff like this. We don't need a new Call of Duty every single year. Cold War had a lot of potential, but was ruined by a premature release, and it should have been held until it was ready, just as other game companies have done with their games in the past. I can go on and on about why Zombies is bad and how we were dicked by Treyarch and Activision, especially over the course of Black Ops 4, but that's all I got on me, man. To me, Zombies doesn't have much of a hope, and its future is uncertain. I just hope that Treyarch can put something together once their cycle comes around again. But it's okay, because no matter what, the Zombies community always perseveres. The droughts of Tetsubo no Shima, the trash can that was IW in World War II, we always make it through. We still have the old games and memories that can't be taken away from us. That counts for something. And custom maps. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment, turn that notification bell, anything helps. If you want to keep in touch with me, know when the next thing's coming out, follow me on my socials, join the Discord server, it's all in the description below. I have this idea to do the Origins Easter without buying any guns or using any staff. So if you want to see that, comment below. Might be a live stream. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see. This is my first real video, and it's only the beginning. See you next time.